Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm your host, Ricky Green, here for Tide Talk Sports on the Alabama Football News and Rumors channel on YouTube, presented by Chat Sports. In today's episode, what will be your final update from Tide Talk Sports prior to the start of the national championship game. We're going to take a look at a few injuries for each team, for Alabama and for Ohio State, and give you the latest updates that we have on those guys. And then we want to talk a little bit about a few matchups that we believe will be key in securing victory in tomorrow night's national championship game against the Ohio State University Buckeyes. We'll get started in our injury updates and national championship talk episode of Tide Talk right now. All right, everybody. Typically, we start each and every episode of Tide Talk with a question for our viewers. Going to do something a little bit different, though, with this video here. Get in the comment section right now and give me your score prediction for the national championship game between the University of Alabama and the Ohio State Buckeyes. Whichever one of you guesses the score correctly, we're going to give away $50. That's right. If you predict the score correctly, we're going to send you $50 from Tide Talk Sports via the Cash App. And our tiebreaker, just in case, will be total passing yards for Alabama's quarterback, Mac Jones. So get in the comment section right now and take advantage of your chance to win $50 from Tide Talk Sports and predict that score. All right. First thing we want to look at in this particular episode of Tide Talk as we grow ever closer to the national championship game, we'll start with a young man that we have talked about over and over again these past few weeks. We're talking about Jaylen Waddle, one of the most electrifying wide receivers in the entire country, point blank period. We all saw the unfortunate accident when he got hurt on the kickoff return back a few weeks ago. But from everything that I've heard and all indications, I think Jaylen Waddle will absolutely play in tomorrow night's national championship game. And not only play, but I believe that he will be a real factor in Alabama securing the victory over Ohio State. I think that Jaylen Waddle will play and that he will make an impact in tomorrow's contest. I'm looking for between maybe 10 to 15, maybe even 20 snaps, 20 plays that Jaylen Waddle can run. I don't think that's too big of a workload from everything that I've heard. And if Jaylen Waddle can go, that gives the Ohio State University defense a completely different level of offensive attack to prepare for. And there's no debating that whatsoever. I don't think we'll see Jaylen used in a decoy capacity. I think that if he was healthy enough to practice, I think that it was for the reason of him being a factor in this game beyond just being a decoy. And I expect that if Jaylen Waddle plays, he will do what Jaylen Waddle does, and that is make big plays for the University of Alabama offense. If you're enjoying the content that we're putting out for you here on the Alabama Football News and Rumors channel on YouTube, hit that thumbs up button for us right now. And that kind of gives us an idea as far as whether or not we're putting out content that you all are enjoying. And it also forces that YouTube algorithm to recommend our videos more often. So more recommendations turns into more views, makes us happy, turns into more content for you, makes all of you happy, we hope. So it's a good deal all the way around. Hit that thumbs up button right now. Another young man that I want to take a look at that's been beat up, had a pretty significant injury himself, is LaBryan Ray at defensive end for the University of Alabama. Now, we heard Nick Saban say in his press conference that LaBryan Ray is more than likely, even more probable at this very moment, than another young man that we'll talk about here a little bit later, Malachi Moore. So I expect LaBryan Ray to be able to go tomorrow, and I expect him to do what LaBryan Ray is capable of doing on defense. He can set the edge as a defensive end, and he can also cause some chaos in the backfield. He's a guy that I feel like when he's healthy, the defense is better off when LaBryan Ray is in the game. The other guy, like we mentioned a few minutes ago, a big-time deal as far as I'm concerned, is Malachi Moore, the freshman defensive back, a young phenom really for the University of Alabama. Malachi Moore has played above and beyond everything that I could have expected out of him this year, and I couldn't be more proud or more happy for the success that Malachi has had. So I'm told that he had kind of like a leg muscle pull or muscle spasm type deal that he was going through. And matter of fact, we were told during the college football playoff semifinal that had Alabama really needed Malachi Moore, he could have played if it was absolutely necessary. So chose to rest him. Helms and Branch did a really good job in Malachi's absence, and Malachi is much more needed, in my opinion, against a team like the Ohio State Buckeyes. And I think we'll see Malachi Moore play tomorrow evening. Now, Nick Saban was a little bit more pessimistic for whatever reason when speaking about Malachi Moore. Basically said that he was questionable and made it sound like it would be a game-time decision. But again, maybe some gamesmanship there going on from Nick Saban. I think we will see Malachi Moore play and contribute tomorrow evening against the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now let's flip-flop ends here and talk about some Ohio State University Buckeyes guys that may not be able to go tomorrow in the national championship game. But before we do that, if you haven't subscribed to our channel just yet, I don't know what you're waiting on. We're rolling out consistent content for everybody, bringing you the latest, greatest news and updates about the Alabama Crimson Tide, the football program, and all of Alabama athletics here on the Alabama Football News and Rumors channel. So if you haven't hit that button yet, go ahead and smash that subscribe button for me right now and be a part of helping us reach our goal. By the end of the national championship game, we want 4,500 subscribers here on our YouTube channel. We certainly would appreciate it if you'd hit that subscribe button right now. Moving right along, these Ohio State Buckeyes guys here quickly. Before we wrap everything up, I am told that Togiai will not be able to go for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Harrison may be back. I believe Friday will be back for the Buckeyes. A couple of big names there, but Togiai will not play. I was thinking that we may not see Tyreek, Jackson, or Vincent play either, but looks like as we get closer to game time, those three young men will be available to play. Something interesting that I had brought up when I was getting ready to do some research for this episode of Tide Talk, Baron Browning, a name that Alabama fans should be familiar with. Alabama really recruited Baron hard. He's an outside linebacker for the Buckeyes, but he may be looking at playing some defensive end tomorrow evening out of necessity, as there have at least been rumors that have circulated that Ohio State was hit particularly hard in the defensive line group by COVID and contact tracing and things of that nature. So definitely something to keep an eye on. Will Ohio State be anywhere near 100% tomorrow night when they challenge the Alabama Crimson Tide? Maybe not. I personally don't think so. I'm watching to see how Justin Fields is able to move and able to throw and navigate a game against an improving defense like Alabama's, especially if the rumors that I've heard are true and he actually may have sustained some fracturing in some of those ribs. It's hard to breathe when you have a fractured rib, much less be expected to play a physical game like the gladiator sport of college football. I'm Ricky Green here for Tide Talk Sports, and we are so glad you all joined us tonight for what is our final update prior to kickoff of the national championship game tomorrow evening between the University of Alabama Crimson Tide and the Ohio State Buckeyes. My score prediction, 42-24 Alabama. We'll see you next time right here on the Alabama Football News and Rumors channel on YouTube, presented by Chat Sports. I'm Ricky Green. Roll Tide.